Hello, viewers. We are on AVIT channel, Polish channel for pro AV industry, not only in Poland. This time we're talking about ISE, Integrated Systems Europe in Barcelona, with special guest. And my special guest is Managing Director Michael Blackman. Hello.
Thank you for inviting me again. I really appreciate this.
It's our pleasure. I have some questions about the ISE 2026, which will be on February in Barcelona 2026, of course. Integrated Systems Europe is the world's leading Pro AV and systems integration exhibition, and it returns to Fira de Barcelona on February from 3rd till 6th. It's only a few weeks out. What do we expect there?
Well, it's going to be the biggest ever ISE. Over 89,000 net square meters of exhibit space. And if we include the features and conference rooms, everything else, we're well over 101,000 total floor space in 8 halls with 7 dedicated tech zones. So it's really, really growing. Some of the new experiences that are coming, Spark, which is going to be in Hall 8.1. It's an immersive led spatial audio, creative workflows for broadcast, gaming, live events, sort of creative part of AV. Then we've got some new high-end listening suites in by the end of Hall 2, CC2. We've expanded the innovation park with the pitching stage, the investor forum, startups meet. It's where startups get to meet investors and customers. Then we've got something else new, which is the Cybersecurity Summit on Thursday the 5th. This is going to address one of the most pressing issues for not only smart home, but buildings as well. It's about protecting connected systems from evolving threats. And we've all seen what's been happening in the last few months. And then we've got a new expanded program of tech tours, behind the scenes access to Barcelona's most iconic venues throughout the week of ISE.
Okay, so you send out a resume of everything. I'd like to ask you about some details, if you could, of course. First of all, ISE 2026 for the 23rd time, this time under the theme Push Beyond. What does it mean?
Yeah, Push Beyond, it sets a tempo and introduces a theme that captures the spirits of 2026. It's where boundaries are broken, where ideas are scaled. It's where we can ignite partnerships. We want to unite the industry movers, shakers, and change makers who are redefining what's possible and pushing the boundaries of innovation.
Okay. There will be an innovation park too. You mentioned it. You communicate officially the premier destination for investors seeking the next big idea. What is it, this big idea in the innovation park?
Well, I mean, firstly, Innovation Park, it serves as a launchpad for startups in the AV industry and provides space for potential buyers, suppliers, investors to discover startups with breakthrough business ideas. So those, one of those could be the big idea, the unicorn that develops into the next big thing. It's made up of exhibition pods. It has a pitching stage and a matchmaking area. We also host the Investors Forum to bring investors and startups together to drive business. In 2026 is going to be the biggest innovation park we've ever had, with over 130 startups presenting themselves. It's a hub for new innovation, and you can feel the energy of early stage innovation all in one place.
It is very interesting. Someone said perhaps it could be the most interesting spots on ISE sometimes.
It's where you're going to discover new things. And we put it in a very prominent place within ISE so that these companies can be found without looking for them.
Officially, you mentioned too about the largest configuration. You mentioned 92,000 square meter of total exhibitors.
Actually, 89,000.
Yes, 9,000. And how many exhibitors will attend to ISE and from which countries?
So, I mean, it's our biggest show floor to date, and we're touching the walls and pushing the boundaries of Fira, Gran Via. Um, and its impact, as I said, going to cover 89,000 square meters of sold exhibition space. When you add to that all the features I mentioned, then it's over 100,000 or 101,000. It's it just replicates the expansion of how the industry and innovation that's coming out of it. And obviously, we're looking forward to growing even more. You know, Hall Zero, which comes in 2028, is going to be total necessity for us. This year we had we will have, sorry, in 2026, over 1,700 exhibitors, 1,709 to be exact, might be one or two more that come in. Of those, over 323 are new. Companies that you haven't seen at ISE before. And then those they're coming from 168 different countries. You know, quite a lot are European. We have a lot of North American, a phenomenal amount from Asia, where there's a lot of development, but also from other countries that we're seeing more and more. India, we're seeing Eastern Europe, we're seeing Middle East. It's growing. I mean, the show is truly global.
Truly global, truly bigger and bigger each year.
Yes.
You mentioned Hall Zero. I have to ask you about it. What will it be in the future in 2028?
So Hall Zero is going to add another 30,000 net square meters of space for us. It's opposite the south access. So a lot of people coming through the south access, you know that red tower across and where the big LED screen is. You might have noticed cranes and construction going on near there. That's where the new Hall Zero is. It's a brand new hall. It's going to be connected by a footbridge over to the south access. And it's going to give us a tremendous amount of space to actually grow and expand the show for the future. And a reason why, we can stay in Barcelona.
Yes, and it is situated next to the main gate, right?
The south, we don't say main gate. We have many main gates.
Yes. This one, which is in your background now, on the
Correct.
on the photography. Okay.
Correct.
Next, the introduction of high-end listening suites in the newly renovated CC2. Is it the one of the most important novelty for 2026 for IC?
It's not the most important, but it's certainly one which is significant. Um, we've always had the pro audio demo rooms over in Hall 80, and we've had the outdoor sound experiences. And then what was happening was more and more of the primary residential audio brands were having to build rooms on the show floor, which it was very expensive. So when we spoke with Fira Barcelona, discovered CC2, which was a little bit derelict and unused. And we said, come on, can you do something here? And they said, okay, what do you need? So we actually asked them to actually put soundproofing in there, to actually create rooms that could actually be used for residential sound demonstrations.
This episode is supported by Integrated Systems Events, the organizer of Integrated Systems Europe. Okay, one thing more I should ask you is the spark. The spark is the idea. We have told about it a couple of times on our channel, but personally, could explain how will it look like on ISE?
Okay. Spark was created in response to what's happening in our industry, the merging of creative disciplines and technology. It's especially as boundaries between sectors like broadcast, live events, gaming, and design are just fading. And the goal is to break down these silos and foster some cross vertical connectivity. It's designed for content creators, agencies, brand teams, tech innovators, and next gen talent looking for skills and mentorship. It's going to be in Hall 80, 81, sorry, and it's going to,
In the future,
uh,
perhaps.
yeah, and it's going to have, um, yeah, stages. It's going to have conference rooms, um, installations, exhibits. It's really trying to cover that part that's been missing. Well, it's been part of ISE, which is the software people, the people who are actually helping you produce content and create content with the tools. They've been present on other booths, but now they can be there in their own rights.
Yes, it's a part of ISC, but there is something more. What is the idea of Spark for you?
So, it's a 4-day showcase, and it's going to bring the creative professionals together. It features this hands-on lab, immersive environments, thought leadership sessions. It's going to provide a unique space for ideas and creativity to converge. And the content program is being curated to ensure every vertical is covered, with an engaging mix of keynotes, fireside chats, and panel discussions.
Why are you bringing up the cybersecurity for ISE?
Well, it's funny. It came about as a thought after some discussions I had locally with the local security consultants and um, Spanish Secret Service, etc. And we realized that the many audiovisual systems are a gateway and pose a threat to buildings and homes, etc. So we and I think the current threats we've seen since we announced this that have been happening all over Europe, all over the world, really focus on why it's so significantly important. It's now it's a business critical priority for AV and systems integrators, and it can't be ignored. Systems are becoming more and more networked and embedded into smart buildings and public venues. And they face vulnerabilities like like traditional IT infrastructures, ransomware, data breaches, denial service attacks. These are all the threats that are potential that those systems will face. And because of this, in ISC 26, we identified it as a mega trend, and as a result, introduced the Cybersecurity Summit. The goal is to transform cybersecurity from a vulnerability into a strategic advantage for the industry. We want to help manufacturers, integrators, and end users navigate threats confidently. Um, the summit aims to empower AV professionals with the knowledge and strategies to safeguard their systems and ensure compliance, and build their long-term trust with their clients.
Last year, the artificial intelligence was the mega trend. It has appeared very strong. Perhaps it wasn't very noticeable personally, for me, for example. This year will be different. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, firstly, Sol Rashidi, she was the world's first chief AI officer for enterprises. She's going to be our headline keynote on Wednesday, the 5th. Her keynote is it's titled the AI Reality Check. It's about what it takes to scale and the future of leadership. It's going to expose the realities of AI beyond the hype, and it's going to offer practical frameworks, and it's going to highlight the importance of AI governance and cybersecurity for successful scaling. Sol's going to set the scene for the show and educate attendees on how to use AI beneficially in terms of business practices and whilst keeping processes secure. AI is a megatrend too for ISE 2026, and it's building on its evolving presence in the industry and how it can be used.
Okay. And the last question, the city of Barcelona, Catalonia, Spain. What attractions do you prepare for the attendees of ISE in the city of Barcelona?
So we've always done things to actually encourage the not only our attendees but our the local citizens as well to actually make ourselves popular there. Our biggest thing will be an enlarged tech tour program that's going to let attendees see incredible AV industry in action through Barcelona in installations like La Salle, Casabatio, or inside the TV3 studios. And for attendees to make the most of Barcelona, we teamed up with a number of attractions like in the city, like the Museo Picasso, the new Barcelona Aquarium, or Caixa Barcelona, and we're offering with Caixa Barceline to offer discounts to ISE attendees to be part of the visitor benefit program. So using that card, you can get discounts on all the attractions around the city.
And of course, the tickets for underground. Usually, they were for free.
We offer to all our attendees tickets to travel around the city on the public transport free of charge.
And it is fantastic. So it's only a few weeks out. ISE is waiting for us, for you. Are you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed?
Of course, always. You know, when we build up, the adrenaline keeps flowing, and it puts us in a really good mood to actually go forward.
Thank you for this interview. See you. It was my pleasure. Bye bye.
Bye bye.